Record on this. There we go, recording. Cool. Oh man, the weather is shocking outside. I don't know what it's like with you. If you hear the whistling, it's because the wind's blowing through all the doors and stuff. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Cool. How are we doing, Alice?
We are thriving. We
Try.
are absolutely thriving. Sticking with the thing.
Yeah, it's busy. It's really busy. I know you're busy with your other job at the moment because everybody wants to try and complete before the new year.
Before Christmas, before everyone closes down for Christmas. And yeah, there's just a lot happening. I think it's just been a bit of a busy time, but it's okay. We're gonna get through. It's nearly Christmas. Not
Yeah.
that we've got off, but
Yeah.
it's all good there, aren't we? That's the main thing. I think everyone's in the same boat. I think there's a lot of companies having a conversation with friends the other night. A lot of like factories, construction, all of that. A lot of offices, all of those things that close down between Christmas and New Year. So it's just trying to cram everything in these last few days before like office shutdown. So
Yeah. And it's
yeah,
like you say, I think that's something that everybody, and I know speaking to my one-to-one clients that I have here and at the gym, speaking to members at the gym, it's just that time of year. And we said this last week as well, just it's hard to try and fit everything in and prioritize yourself. But I think the key thing, and it's something that I've tried to do this week, especially with bedtime routine. I've got to a certain point at night, and we're doing this slightly earlier tonight because I've said, right, there's a few things that I've just had to go, put them to one side. We'll get this done so that I've got a mountain of presents down here that I need to wrap. I haven't even started wrapping yet. And yeah, that's my job tonight. I'm going to be doing an hour's worth of wrapping, I think.
so
But hey ho.
can you not defer that one, Will? Delete.
No, I'm afraid I can't. I can't defer the wrapping. It's something that needs to be done. I can't delegate it either because there's Rosie's presents that need wrapping.
That's the problem.
Yeah. But yeah, it's prioritizing. I think that's the key thing is just prioritizing and making sure I put on my stories today. I was so tired this afternoon. I had a couple of hours that I didn't expect because people are ill. So I didn't expect to have like a couple of hours free, and I was so tempted to just go to bed for an hour. But I thought, you know what? Going to go to the gym. And I think this is a really key message. My intention was because the gym's 2 minutes drive. There's very little excuse. I can walk it in 5, drive it in 2. And I just thought, right, we'll go there. I'll do 10, 15 minutes. I'll pick an exercise that I like, and I'm going to do that. And then I know that I feel better. And even if I couldn't get to the gym, I'd have gone for a quick walk around the block or something because it's hard. I get that it's hard. I very, very nearly didn't and just thought, you know what, I'll just lie down and go to sleep. But I'm glad that I did the workout. I ended up doing just over an hour, which was great, and I feel really good for it. And I feel it's that smugness, isn't it, as well? When you've managed to fit it in and you've done it, even though you didn't want to.
We've done it.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that smugness. There is nothing wrong with it. If you've got that smug feeling and it makes you feel good, use it. I really do think it's a powerful one. But yeah, I think that's a key thing over the next week. It's whether you're working, and I know quite a lot of people are working between Christmas and New Year. I'm really lucky that I'm taking the time off. It's the first time in 7 years I've actually had this week off. But I'm lucky that I can take that time off. But I am still going to make sure that I've got the time. I'm going to go to the gym a couple of times. I'm still going to be sensible with my food. So Christmas Day, we'll talk about Christmas Day and Boxing Day and whatever in a minute. But the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm going to be eating as I normally do, and then obviously enjoying New Year and going back into it in January. And we'll talk about that as well in a bit. But I think for most of us, it's trying to keep it's the reminder that Christmas Day and is Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Those are different. Enjoy them. you know, and box them off and just have those as a separate thing. But the rest of the time, I think the question you have to ask yourself, and I've said this a few times today, do you feel good for overindulging over an entire week? You know, and I know when we went to we were lucky enough to go to Florida in May, and we overindulged, both me and Rosie. But when we got back, I was glad for lots of salad, lots of veg, and stuff like that. And it did. You miss it. You miss that sort of thing. So I think getting back into the routine as soon as you can after Christmas and Boxing Day, as long as you're able to do that, you know, if you've got social commitments, that's different, but get back into that routine as soon as possible and you will feel better for it. But yeah, so Christmas Day. Go on, and Alice, what are your top tips? How do you deal with Christmas Day?
Well, in my house last year, and it'll be the same this year, we are having 3 Christmas days. So that's a lot of food and a lot to manage. But I'm very lucky in that I have Lando, who makes sure that we still have to be up, active, and busy.
Yeah.
My plan this year is to get up and take him for like a really good long walk, somewhere that we don't get to go that often because of work. So I've got the time, I've got hours, you know, we can just take him out for you know, a longer time, then head to my dad's, and it will just be like Christmas Day. I'm really bad. If I start snacking, I can't stop. So I'll probably, if I really fancy it, I'll have it, but I'll just try and avoid what I can. Have like normal Christmas dinner, enjoy all of that one, have a few drinks because I'll be staying there. I don't really drink much through the year. Saying that, I will definitely have a glass of wine this evening. But yeah, it will just be enjoying it as it is. Boxing Day, it will be all of us together then.
Yeah.
But again, I already spoke to my dad. We're going to take Lando out, I think I said last week, for like a really good long walk in the morning before everyone gets there, just to sort of feel a little bit better, a bit more energized in the day again, because like you say, when you overeat, you just don't feel good anyway. And then come back, Christmas round 2, enjoy all of that again. And then I'm very lucky that I'm off the day after this year, which wasn't supposed to happen. So that's a bit of a dream. And then Christmas number 3 isn't till the weekend. So I've got a few days in between where I'm just going to make sure that because I'm back at work, I'll just get my normal routine back. So it'll be straight back in the gym, straight back to eating how I normally would. You know, the good thing about Christmas is actually the main leftovers is like your turkey, which is a really good, like lean source of protein. So it's just using that where you can. Salads, pasta, like a curry. My mum loves a turkey curry, like anything like that. You can still use it, but swap it so it still fits and works with your goals a little bit better.
Yeah.
So that will sort of be, I will manage it as I'll just get straight back into my normal routine and then manage it from there, really. And I think that's the main thing to do. And it's like you say, well, like, don't beat yourself up over it. It's once a year, and actually it's not going to make that much difference overall, and it's a time to be enjoyed. Like, you don't want to be worrying about food, you don't want to be stressing over, you know, all of these different things. Like, that's not what Christmas is about, is it? It's about being with friends and family and enjoying yourself. So it's take it for what it is and then just get straight back to, like, you know, like you say, don't miss twice, don't keep it going for longer than it's sort of going on for, I think, is the main thing.
But I think your key point now is that this is Christmas, and the point is that what we're trying to get people to understand with this program as well is that what we're trying to get you to be able to fit this stuff in, because, you know, for a lot of people, and I know there's loads of people in this boat out there, you know, they have this, they sort of see Christmas as it's like, oh God, well, sack it and go, and it turns from 1 or 2 days into a week, 2 weeks, or whatever, or the entire month of December in the case of some people. But actually, if you just look at it as it's one day, and this is something that then applies to everything. So birthdays, Easter, when you're going on holiday, all of this sort of stuff, you can, and throughout the year. So I know that me and Rosie we like eating out. We are foodies. We enjoy eating out, and we're not going to deny ourselves that. And when we go and eat out, we will eat the foods that we enjoy. But because we know that the rest of our diet is good, it's balanced, you know, we can fit it in. So for me, I know Christmas Eve we do Cheesemas. We have Christmas Eve night. We'll either have a takeaway or we'll have Cheesemas, which is just like cold meats and cheese and bread and stuff. But earlier on in the day, we're actually taking. So I'm going with my sister. We've got 8 kids between us, so there's a load of kids, and we're going to take them to Laser Quest for an hour, and we'll be running around and doing all sorts of pretending to be army men and all sorts of things like that. And then in the afternoon, I've got my eldest, so me and him are going to go for a walk, and we're going to end up in a pub somewhere and just have a quiet drink. But that earlier on in the day, we'll have a light breakfast, we'll go for a light lunch, and then we'll have a slightly more calorific meal in the evening. So we fit it in, and we know we're going to be active. Christmas Day, again, like you, I tend to have a small breakfast, and then we have the main event, Christmas dinner, and then we try and do like active stuff in the evening. So I spend a lot of time driving around and picking kids up and dropping them off and stuff. So I don't tend to get much chance of going for a walk, but I do try and stay active. And then Boxing Day, I'm weird. I'll be down in the gym in the morning. I'm not a big drinker, so I don't tend to drink Christmas Day because I end up doing a lot of driving. So I know Boxing Day, I'll go to the gym and we'll have a nice Boxing Day afternoon meal, usually with some leftovers. And then I tend to have my glass of wine on Boxing Day evening. But it like you say though, it's just fitting stuff in. It's kind of looking at the whole entirety of it and going, actually, there's 2 or 3 meals there, but the rest of it, we fit it in. Because I like the feeling of being full. I don't like the feeling of being bloated and kind of, no.
Yeah, no one enjoys it. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody does. And I think if we remind ourselves of that, and I think one of the key things that I use, and this works for me, it's taken practice, but it does work well for me now, is that question, asking yourself, what is the next mouthful? What's the next drink? What's the next? My mum's a bugger for, we have the full spread. This year she's learned she's not doing a starter. So we'll have the full turkey spread with the trimmings. But she has about 10 desserts.
I love that.
Yeah. It's tough. So I will I'm one of those that wants a little bit of everything, but I'm kind of like, right, what's the next mouthful going to give me that the last one didn't? What am I going to get from it? Am I going to enjoy it? And I ask myself this, and it's the same with drinks as well. It's like I'll have a glass of wine, really nice, tasty. I'm going to enjoy another one. So I'll have a second one maybe. Then you get to the third and it's like, well, the second one was enough, but do you know what? That third one isn't going to give me any more.
Yeah.
Or the next mouthful of that pudding isn't going to give me any more. So it's like, right, stop. And
Yeah.
it does take practice. I'm not saying that you'll get it right away. And there are times when I don't get it. But if you keep asking yourself that question, you allow yourself to have the food you enjoy. But then it's like, do you know what? I'm satisfied. I've had enough. And I think that's the other thing. Listen to your body. Are you hungry, or are you just eating for the sake of eating? And that's a skill that we have to we have to kind of practice. We do have to ask ourselves and practice.
Yeah, definitely. I think it just comes back to, like Martin McDonald said, it's like you've got unconditional permission to eat anything, but not everything.
Yeah.
We're all adults. We can eat whatever we like. We can all make that decision. But actually, that doesn't mean you can eat all of it. Just because we're saying, oh, you can eat anything you like, you can't eat all of it. Like that's where it's different, isn't it? Like, get those things in that you enjoy. Don't cut them out completely, but just understand that you can't have everything. It's not going to align with your goals, and I think that's the main thing to remember. But equally, it's also 1 or 2 days. It's what happens across. It's the consistency, not the ad hoc days that are the ones that will make the difference. And it's those things to remember at this time of the year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the immediate impacts, and this is something we were saying just before we started recording, is that if my advice on scale weight is don't weigh yourself over Christmas. Okay.
Absolutely.
Especially if that weight will impact on your mood. Okay. And if you stand on that scale weight and it's like, oh shit, don't do it, because that's not going to do you any good. But if you do happen, at some point between Christmas and New Year to step on the scales and you see a spike, 90% of that weight gain is going to be water. And I've said this before, but 1 pound of fat calorifically is equal to 3,500 calories. that's on top of your maintenance, and that's assuming that your body's going to store all of those excess calories as fat, which it doesn't. So yeah, you probably Christmas Day, it's possible to eat an extra 3,500 calories on top of your maintenance just that one day. But just think about how you feel after all that food and eating. You're probably not going to do that again on Boxing Day. You know, you won't keep doing it. So it's understanding that 3,500 calories on one day is not going to significantly impact your weight. If you
100%.
if you then allow that to kind of go over a week, then yeah, it might have an impact. But that one day isn't. So any weight gain is going to be extra food. You know, you're going to consume a couple of kilos of food. That's in your stomach. That's going to take a couple of days to go through. So you know, that's going to take a little bit of time to go through. So that's going to be contributing. More carbs, salt, all of those sorts of things, that's going to cause water retention. So yeah, your weight, and I know that my weight in the past, I've done it just out of an experiment. I've gained 7, 8, 9 pounds in one
Wow.
day, right? And that's big. That's you know, you're looking at 4 kilos. That's a
But
lot, but it
that's
all comes
that.
off again really quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got, I'm really sad. I like data. So I've got weight graphs where it goes bang and then comes back down again. And that's the thing that you've got to, and I'll 100% guarantee that 90% of any weight gain that you get over Christmas is water weight and food, and it will come straight off. And if you understand that and you happen to stand on the scales and see that weight gain, you'll just go, right, let's get back on track. Let's just eat normally. I don't need to starve myself. I don't need to smash myself in the gym. I don't need to cut out everything. I just need to be mindful, eat normally, listen to my appetite, ask myself the questions, what am I going to get from the next mouthful? And that weight will come down quite quickly. And then, you know, it's starting again. So January the 1st, January the 2nd, just going, right, let's get back onto our routine. Let's build those habits. And that's kind of what we're looking at doing from the 8th. We're running the next program. So those guys the girls are on the Shaping Up program. They're going until the 8th. Obviously, we've sort of said to them, well, we're saying to you now, enjoy Christmas, enjoy that week. When you get back into it from like the 1st or 2nd, get back into your routine, and then we can push on again from the 8th. And then anybody who's done the Shape Up program, that's there as well. So if you want to continue, and we've got the Shaping Up, and that's an 8-week program, new workouts. There's new things that we're looking at doing. So we're looking at trying to introduce things like journaling, which I've spoken to a couple of people about. I do. So I've got this. I don't know if I show this on a camera. So I actually use this. This is my journal. It's actually a 90-day business planner, but I use this as a template, and it's just got daily questions in. So every morning I think about my goals for the day, and what I want to achieve. I do check-ins with myself. What's causing me stress? What things are causing me stress that day? What actions do I need to take to address that? And then at the end of the day, I review it. So what are my wins? What have been the barriers? What am I going to do better tomorrow? And things like gratitude. What am I grateful for? And things like that. And it's just stuff like that on a daily basis, and then reviewing it every week or two massively helps keep you grounded and keep you on track. So it reminds you of what your goals are and what you're working towards. And that's something that I want to try and introduce as well, to the program. You can hear the police, the wind's causing all sorts of issues around here. Yeah, so Christmas, really, I think the main message is enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, basically, and we'll hopefully speak to some of you in the new year. But yeah, you've got to be left. You know, if anyone needs any help, obviously just pop a message out. We're still here. We're not going anywhere yet.
No.
And hopefully, you know, if there is anyone who wants to talk through the programs, next steps, just reach out and we can give you a bit more information and, you know, talk and go from there, really.
I mean, we are, like I say, we are off next. I'm off next week, but we're both reachable. So we're going to actually extend those of you who are on the Shape Up. I'm going to sort of extend that, so you've still got the workouts there. I'm going to add another couple of weeks, so it'll keep you going through into January. You've still got the workouts. You can still add your measurements and track your own progress. You can still message us through the app. So if there's anything desperate, check, message the on the app, and we will check that. And we will get back to you. Okay. So if there's anything urgent, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. If you've got any questions on that, and then I will, me and Alice, when we get a chance, we will respond to you. Don't feel that just because it's Christmas and I'm not training clients one-to-one, we're still available for dropping a message. We don't completely sign off.
No, probably good at switching off.
No, I'm not good at switching off. I'm always working 24/7, pretty much. Much to the annoyance of my girlfriend, but hey ho. I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. It's good. But yeah, I think I just think that over the next couple of weeks, it is put everything you've practiced and you've started to build up in your habits, put that to some use, put that to practice, because this is what you need to do to kind of keep going and sustain your results in the future. What we're not doing is a quick fix to get you down to your goal weight. What we're trying to do is get you to build those habits to sustain the progress. And we've had some really, really good wins this week, fantastic wins. I know Carrie's had some great blood test results back, which have shown her health markers are massively improved, which is great. I know that there's a few who've had some wins in terms of eating out and practicing moderation, and that's brilliant. That's the sort of stuff that you need to do to sustain it, and it'll mean that you can enjoy yourself. You can go out and enjoy yourself, not feel guilty about it, and maintain your results and your health and fitness long term, which is great to hear. Cool. Is there anything else from you, Alice?
So no, I think we're all good. Just to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Have a great Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. And as Alice says, from Martin McDonald, unconditional permission to eat any food, not necessarily all food, but enjoy yourself. Practice those skills. So practice moderation. Ask yourself those questions. What you're going to get from the next mouthful. Make sure that you kind of listen to your hunger cues. Are you hungry, or are you just eating for the sake of it? And just be aware, it is stressful as well at this time of year. I know a lot of people, I'm lucky in that Christmas isn't too stressful for me. It is in its own ways, but not massively stressful. My stresses are when I'm finding time to wrap Christmas presents. That's my biggest stress. And then making sure that I get to where I need to pick my sons up. But I know for some people it's a stressful time. So that's why also, if you need to message, you can message us on there. Just think, if you are getting stressed and anxious, what's that one thing that you can do to try and reduce it? And use activity and exercise as a stress relief. It's great for clearing your mind. Even if it's just going for that 15-minute walk, it's really, really good. But from us, have a great Christmas. We won't be doing a check-in, a live Q&A next week. So have a great new year as well. But if you do have any questions, drop us a message, and then we will get back to you as soon as we can. Bye for now.
Bye.